There we go. So now we'll just fill for a minute. Like, actually, fill for a minute.
Actually.
Well, actually. It's not filling, really. Shut up! God!
I'll fill your time or Discord or whatever. What?
Give me the yeet, boys.
Should I keep talking? Because I can, you know me, I can definitely keep talking.
I have a problem.
What's that?
I thought I put all of the hero icons from Hearthstone, you know, the circular actual icons, in this set review thumbnail and used it in the last batch, but apparently not, because there are literally none in this file. Well, that's awkward. I wonder where that file where I did that is, because I know I've done that before.
Uh-huh.
I really didn't want to, because I had to trim a bunch of them and it was a large pain, and I'm like, good thing I've still got that file. Whoops!
Good job.
This might not be a thing I can do while we do the show.
Wouldn't it have, I mean, it would have been the last set review, right? Or are you saying you don't think you saved the pieces?
I mean, all the other layers are here, it's just not those. So maybe I didn't do it in the last set review. Maybe it was an older one. Awkward. Alright, everyone says we sound good, so... what was the last set? Descent? No thumbnails there. What was the set before Descent?
Saviors.
Oh, there it is. Saviors review. Aha! Yeah, there it is. It was in Saviors.
That was just me and Chewy that time.
Okay, I've got all those files again. Yes! Now I don't have to go retrim, except for Demon Hunter. Which doesn't exist anywhere. I've got to take the actual picture of the Illidan hero and the icon and the hero power all in one image and make a circular cut to get it out of there. But that's okay. I can do that easily enough. All right. So everybody says we sound good. We've been recording now for an extra 2.5 minutes. I'm sure it has started recording for real, not for play. So here we go. Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. Yes, we're back. This is episode 586 of the Mana Pool, and I am Chewy. Yay. And I got all these other dorks here. Hey, dorks.
Hello. I am Brian. I am the lead rambler, tangent master of the group, and all of this isolation isn't getting to me yet. No, not me. It's just getting to everyone else. Yeah. Like the next guy. I bet it's getting to the next guy. It's getting to you, isn't it?
I was considering chiming in with like a breathy, sexy voice, but that just seemed too weird, creepy. I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and
perfect.
game lore guy, and it would have been pretty funny, but for some reason I just felt uncomfortable with the idea, so I decided again.
Well, I'll try to make you more comfortable next time. How about that?
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I have actually been doing the self-quarantining, social distancing thing. I have not actually. I've been outside to play with the kiddos, but I haven't been anywhere in essentially it for almost a whole week. And so I have done everything I can to make sure that I don't talk to people I don't talk, that I don't go out and have personal contact with other people.
Don't look at people, don't acknowledge people, don't interact with people, don't be seen by people.
my recollection, it's sort of like you guys weren't there, but at UNCG I was walking home from class, and there was a squirrel in the trash can, And the squirrel popped its head out of the trash can and watched me walk by like, you better not come over here, or there's going to be a whooping going on.
Oh, no, I could top that. There were 3 raccoons in a trash can, and I was walking back. I was walking up past. What was the one at the across the street next to the health center?
More strong.
No, across the street from that. You know, the health center is across the street. What was the one next to it down at the end of the road?
The international dorm.
Yeah, that one. I was walking up that way at like midnight, walking back to the dorm, and got to that trash can that's right there on the sidewalk in front of the health center, and I heard a sound, and 3 raccoon heads popped out and looked at me, and 2 of them dropped back in and kept rummaging, and the 3rd one just eyeballed me. I crossed the street. I was like, you know what? Nah, y'all are good. It was terrifying. I'm like, am I about to get mauled?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Should have run for one of those blue light thingies.
So, yeah, we're back. We did not do a show last week because it turns out that the existential dread got to me bad last week, and I just couldn't do it. So instead, we just hopped on a call and like talked for about the length of a normal podcast, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Without
Plus
like,
odds and ends.
yeah, about the length of a normal night. No audience, no trying to be entertaining, none of that. It was a mental health night for me, and it was awesome. So, apologies, but anyone else out there that's feeling down, it's not just you. It's hitting all of us. And yeah, last week, like I said, I just couldn't. I couldn't even, as the kids say.
Mm-hmm.
But that helped a lot, and I've started walking every day. Not because of quarantine, but just because the general state of the world is awful, and it gets in my head. But I found a little physical exercise every day has helped my general mood. So, hey, maybe it'll help you too. Give it a shot. Just stay away from people. But today, this morning, the day, we're streaming and recording this, there was the big announcement and a bunch of reveal stuff for Ikoria. I think it's Ikoria, right?
Ikoria, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lair of Behemoths, which...
So, I didn't really know a whole lot about this except for just like the general, realm of behemoths and monsters and blah, blah, blah. I didn't know about any spoilers, if there's been any. I just pretty much always assume there's spoilers. I didn't know anything. But I was like, hey, new magic set. I'm going to watch this with Sam. And, yeah, suitably impressed. Like way, way more than I was expecting to be.
Yeah, it was pretty freaking awesome. So, excuse me, let's, hang on. I had a burrito for lunch/dinner. Because of course I did.
Mm-hmm.
Also find that, supporting my local restaurants that may or may not be having a hard time staying open also helps my mental state because, at least I'm helping local business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get to it, shall we?
We shall.
There's just so much nonsense.
Yeah.
So let's... do we start with the kaiju in the room?
I mean, we can.
I don't really have an article for this exactly.
No, unfortunately. Is there a card image gallery yet?
No, the last link that I dropped. Oh no, I didn't give. Yeah, I did. Where did the link go? Yeah, that last link I dropped there is the the Scryfall card image gallery.
I mean, I have that. I just didn't know if there was one on Wizards yet.
No. Yeah, I think it goes up tomorrow.
Okay.
Because today was the first day of previews. Usually the card image gallery goes up the next day.
Okay.
There is mention of this in Mike Turian's article.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we'll tell you what. We'll just start with Mike Turian's article then. Okay. So, Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths, is a new thing. It's the new set. It's crazy weird. And of course, as is the case with all new sets these days, there's a billion different variations and alternate whatever thing.
Right.
So, before we get into any of the nitty-gritty of the set, there are... One of you's breathing into the mic. Brian.
Not it.
I continue to breathe, and the mic is by my face, but is it louder than usual? I'll try to cut down on the breathing.
Yeah. Brian, stop breathing. Okay,
right.
So there's going to be collector
I do bite my
boosters.
thumb, sir.
Do what?
I said I do bite my thumb, sir.
There's going to be collector boosters, so of course, they're going to be different treatments. The showcase treatments this time around, now remember in the last, in Eldraine, those were the storybooks, right?
Yes.
Those were the showcase treatments. And these, they're like lined comic art.
Yes.
And they're awesome.
Yeah.
Someone, I don't remember who it was. We watched the live stream, a bunch of us in the Manapool community. We watched it live. I hosted it on twitch.tv/themanapool, where we're currently live now, by the way. You should. I'm pointing at the camera like you can freaking see me. Where you should totally come hang out when we stream, either the podcast or I stream other stuff all the time. But someone said, I don't like the comic art. It's not Magic. And I'm like, that's the point, because it's a special, side treatment thing. It's supposed to not look like Magic. That's the point. And that's the point of these. Here you see the Cloud Piercer. So here's the original Cloud Piercer, which is a big dinosaur thing. We'll get into the details later, but...
I don't know. 25, 26 years ago, this would have been acceptable Magic art.
Oh, well, yeah, totally. Pinball Witch threw 100 bits and says, watching live lets you toss bits at Chewie's face, too. Indeed. I ducked that one, but, But yeah, so here's the original Cloud Piercer in the video, if you're seeing this. If you're not seeing this, we're in the Collecting Ikoria article by Mike Turian that's on the mothership. That's dailymtg.com, in case if you're nasty. So yeah, and then down here we see the showcase treatment, which is the sweet comic style. And I really think that's cool. Mm-hmm. And next to that is something Apex of Wishes, but the art Illuna? Yeah.
It's a little hard to read is my only problem with it, but
I think that's because of the art more so than the way the art breaks past the border rather than the treatment itself.
Mm-hmm.
And down here you see the comic version of Luca, who's a new Planeswalker, and Vivian. We'll get to them in a minute. So yeah, they're really cool. I especially like the Planeswalkers in the comic art. I think that's baller.
They do look very.
But then, if we scroll down a little, you can see Mothra, Supersonic Queen. Yeah. So there's a partnership that Wizards of the Coast has with the Toho Corporation to actually have Godzilla characters on Magic cards.
yeah.
Woot.
And yeah, so you can see right underneath it where... Wait, let me zoom in a little bit here. Whoop, whoop. So it says Mothra Supersonic Queen, and then it has a casting cost, and then below that there's a new portion of the frame that says Luminous Brood Moth. these aren't cards. This is not a card named Mothra Supersonic Queen. They're, the way it was put in the Twitch chat earlier today, that made perfect sense. They're like legal, fresh out of the pack alters.
Yes. That's
official alters.
Yeah.
That is a perfect way to put it.
Because, like, this card is Luminous Broodmoth. It's just got a Mothra Supersonic skin, a Supersonic Queen skin on it. Like if you play, you know, any video games that have cosmetics in it, you'll understand. Like if you're a Fortnite person, it's a Mothra skin for your character. Overwatch, it's a Mothra skin for your character. So, yeah, all of these cards that refer to themselves in the text box refer to the official name, not the Godzilla name.
Which, isn't it just awesome that we're saying, as a thing, the Godzilla name?
The Godzilla name, yeah.
Just so we're clear, the Godzilla name.
It's pretty great. So we scroll down some more. There are, let's see, 15 Godzilla series cards, 1 buy a box promo, and then 3 that are only in Japanese. Oh, look,
Yes.
there's a little arrow here. What does this do? Nothing. Doesn't change the picture I'm looking at.
It does.
Oh, I have to click on it first. Jesus. All right, so draft booster display foil box toppers. What the hell does that mean?
That means you can get which of these appear as box toppers in the fancy box top.
I can tell Mike clicked on something because his internet is terrible. Whoa. Oh, look, I can scroll up and down, too. Oh, God. Okay. So we've got... Whoop. Okay, in Japanese draft booster boxes, there are the 15 cores and the 3 Japanese ones. Okay. Draft booster display foil box toppers. What's the word display there? I think is tripping me out.
A draft booster display is a booster box.
Oh, draft booster display is a booster box.
Yeah.
Why the hell doesn't it say that?
Because that's not the official Wizards marketing name for it.
When did it become a draft booster display? That's new to me.
Hell, I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, there are 3 that are only in Japanese. It's the whole point here. Let's just get to it. It doesn't matter what language you buy it in, you'll get the buy box promo. And yeah, okay, these charts, there's like 5 charts that all say the same damn thing.
They're not very helpful.
They're really
These slides
not.
don't speak for themselves.
So, yeah, anyway. The whole point is there's 15 normally, there's the 1 buy a box, and then there's 3 you can only get in Japanese boxes, I think.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in Japanese boosters, there are 18 different box topper cards in foil. 3 found only in Japanese language. Yeah. In other languages, there are 15 different box toppers. Yeah, there we go. Jeez. And then, of course, they're doing the extended art thing again for other cards where it's just, like, strip off the border of the card and zoom in and stretch slightly. And here you can see the zoomed-in Garuda, the Micro Sage. This is the same art that appears on the normal card. It's just got no borders and it's zoomed in slightly. Yeah. So there you go. I'm surprised there aren't more here, but we'll get to those in a minute. Well, here, let me just click on the one that matters. Here's Godzilla. Like, this is the one they showed out of nowhere at the end of the Ikoria trailer.
Yeah.
By the way, if you didn't watch the Ikoria trailer, oh my god, go watch the Ikoria trailer. It's so good.
I really thought I was like, wait, that looks like it only stayed up for like a couple seconds. I'm like, that looks like it's Godzilla. The name says Godzilla. Okay, what fanboy put this up here, and how did they hack the system? Because Godzilla is not a magic card. It can't be a magic card. Because they did that before they said, oh, by the way, we have a partnership. So, but the card itself, it's ridiculous. And I love how it's a way of putting a spin on, you like big stuff. Well, making your big stuff more bigger, important. So who wants to take Godzilla?
Dirk.
So Godzilla, King of the Monsters, for 3 red-green. He's a legendary creature, dinosaur. I don't know if I would agree with that, but that's the closest you're going to get to being on a magic card. Who is mythic?
Yeah, he is.
He's a 7/3 with trample, and says lethal damage dealt to creatures you control is determined by their power rather than their toughness.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
he's
like-
like the inverse of Doran.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to destroy Godzilla in combat, you need to deal him 7 or more damage. And he applies that effect to all of your creatures. Now, it doesn't say in combat specifically, so also burn spells. Like, you're like, lightning bolt. And you're like, okay, where's the other 4?
Yeah. And I
Now-
think it's worded that way so that it doesn't insta-kill like a 0/5.
Good point. Yeah, I didn't even think. Yeah, good
Like, that's
point.
the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know what other way there would be to say it, really.
Yeah. But then obviously any effect that's like, okay, give Godzilla -3/-3, that's gonna kill him.
Yeah, he's still dead that way.
Yes, because his toughness is equal to or less than there's no less than there's less than 0. Anyway, equal to or less than 0, toughness, still dies.
Yeah. Now, since
Yeah.
Dirk left this out, the real version of this card, the non-Godzilla version of this card, is Zilortha Strength Incarnate.
Right. And we haven't actually even seen what the art for that is, right? Because Godzilla.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, this is the card that just flashed for a few seconds at the end of the trailer. And everyone in the Manipool Twitch chat was like, wait, did that say Godzilla? Holy crap, that was Godzilla! Wait, what? And
Yeah.
and then it just went away, and we were left with Becca Scott and the other guy.
Josh Lee Kwai?
Josh Lee Kwai, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're not Godzilla. I don't care about that.
So Sam is like, he's on game nights. I'm like, yep. So, my daughter is educated. She likes Commander, so.
So, yeah. There you go. This is the buy a box promo too,
Yep. So if you want one, go buy yourself a box.
which I didn't realize until just now because it says it at the bottom of the art.
Yeah. So, shall we head over to mechanics and talk
Yeah.
about what all mechanics? Because the set is not just Godzilla, although 320 copies of Godzilla would be kind of cool, but would make draft really pointless. So,
Guess I'm in red green again.
can't believe you. So
Well,
you're
I was
looking
about
at this.
to say,
and-
I was about to say it's kind of hard to concept the 1-drop 1/2 Godzilla. You don't really know what to put on that card.
It's like you're looking at these cards and you're looking at the person next to you and you're like, did you pass this? Really? Like, well, look, you didn't see what I took. So,
All right,
yeah.
so
For mechanics, I'll go ahead and take the first one. It's the most simple, most straightforward, and it's the only returning mechanic. But you know what? It's a favorite because who doesn't love bicycling? I mean, cycling. Might be bicycle, tricycle, whatever. It's cycling. You know it. You love it. It's an ability.
bicycle.
It's an ability that shows up on any type of card. and has a cost associated with it. And at instant speed, if you want to cycle it, you pay that cost, whatever it is. You discard that card to draw a new one. And as they put in the preview stream, it's perfect for a set like this where you're gonna go a little bigger than usual, and maybe you put on little guys, and later in the game you don't need them anymore. You got big stuff, you cycle it, or on the big guys, like it's turn 1, turn 2, and you're like, I don't need this 8-drop. It'd be great, but it's way too early. Let's turn into something new. So the example they give here in the mechanics article is the Dranith Stinger. Dranith Stinger. I think I got that right.
Yeah.
For 1 and a red, it's a common human wizard, 2/2. So a bear, that's fine. 2 for a 2/2. Whenever you cycle another card, Dranith Stinger deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's kind of cool. Got a little bit of a theme going on. And it has cycling of 1 mana, which that's pretty awesome. Most of the time historically, you've seen cycling sometimes at 1, usually at about 2. For all of the Urza block where it was introduced, every card with cycling had cost of 2 generic mana, right? Mike?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, cycling for 1, pretty nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's only been 1 card with cycling for just 1 generic mana. It's like a land that makes colorless mana. Anything else that's just been cycling for 1, it's been a colored mana.
Yeah. There was 1 card in Future Sight that had a cycling for 2 life and no mana, and that was really interesting. But generally speaking, you're not going to get free cycling. So yeah, cycling's back. It's cool. We know it. We love it. What is new in this set? Who wants the next mechanic?
Okay, so the next mechanic is something pretty interesting. It keyword counters. All right, so I'm just going to read these first 2 sentences here. Ikoria introduces keyword counters. Just as a +1/+1 counter gives the creature it's on +1/+1, these keyword counters give the permanent they're on the listed ability. So it's a visual marker of stuff for you to help you remember what you. So you can have permanent abilities granted to creatures from one-shot effects, and not like from an aura or something that's sitting on the battlefield. The example here is a combat trick, an instant called Fully Grown. It's 2 and a green. It's a common. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Put a trample counter on.
Apologies for Mike's audio, by the way, everybody. Mike, have you got things open?
Only the pages that we're looking at, but I don't know. Maybe something on Scryfall is doing. Who knows? Maybe something's updating in the background.
I don't know.
But as far as the counters themselves, yeah, I think this is a really neat idea, because usually with this sort of effect, it would be that creature on an instant or sorcery, it would be like this creature gains that ability until end of turn. Because one thing they don't want to do, they've always said that they don't like, especially in modern design philosophy, is create memory issues. So when you have an instant that says, target creature gains lifelink forever, and you don't have a way to track it, that's tough. So here's a way to be like, hey, look, it has lifelink. And how do you know? Because this says it does. And now, so Mike, rules question, obviously with an effect that can remove counters, like, is it Aether Snap? That would remove these counters, right?
Well, yeah, because they're counters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aha.
Now, this is brilliant on Arena, where you don't have to keep track of anything ever. In paper, I don't like this at all. And now,
Yeah, it's a pain in the neck.
they've given us some cute little punch-out keyword counters that I'm sure will be in some packs or something, but what the hell was that? Oh my god. Sign out. Okay, there we go. I forgot to sign out of Google Chat, and Bill decided he wanted to have a conversation. But that completely threw me. What is...
Back counters.
Yeah, so they've given us these little punch-out things, which I'm sure will be in packs or something, but, like, you're not always going to have those. You're just not.
I mean, I see that. It maybe it will be an issue for me down the road in practice, but right now, I guess I don't have a problem with it because I feel like it opens up some more design space. But I see your issue is not with the design of it; it's from the practical application of it, right?
Well, yeah, which stems from the design of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. So,
like, +1/+1 counters and -1/-1 counters are enough of a pain in the butt. That's why they don't do those at the same time in Standard.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, think of, like, a 4-person... Think of us getting together to play Commander. And Mike is taking an exceptionally long turn because he's trying real hard to not lose, and he succeeds in not losing. And then...
Good job, Mike.
Brian spends a while going, okay, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and then this, and this, and this, and then, haha, and I attack you, haha, and then this happens, haha, I'm out of mana, go! And I spend 5-10 minutes just staring at my hand and counting things up and going, go! Because I'm that kind of guy. And we get to Dirk, and Dirk goes, what did I say this counter was? And we're like, I don't know. Was it trample?
You'll be able to look through your graveyard and see what spells you resolved. So it'll start to become a problem if you play like a lot of them, and it takes a while before it comes back around to you. But
I mean, that's not even like a worst case scenario. That's just us. Like, that's just how every game is. And I know there's a 3/3 for 3 that says choose 2 of these like 4. And it gives you 4 different ability counters.
Yes.
And stuff like that makes me go, Like I said, on Arena, this is easy, no problem. It's brilliant, actually. But in paper, you can tell that, and this is a thing that has been evident for a little while now, they're designing for digital and making it work in paper. Because they would never have done this, 2 years ago. Because this is a memory nightmare. So I just wanted to go ahead and get my reservations out. I love it. I think it's an amazing way to, like this guy, the fully grown, gives a temporary buff, but gives permanent trample. That's fascinating. And like Brian said, it opens up all kinds of new design possibilities, design space. And that's really neat. I just worry that it's going to be a pain.
It's going to sort of be like our tokens, where we end up with a giant stack, a box of tokens, except it'll be ability.
Yeah. Dirk's like, hang on, I got some first strike in here somewhere. Flip, 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 flip.
It'll be in my other box. My one box has all my tokens in it. This box has all my ability tabs.
Now, there are easy ways around it. There are all kinds of ways around it. Like, okay, the penny is first strike, and the nickel is trample, because obviously the nickel's going to be trample. And the dime is, like, hexproof. I don't know. Or, yeah, you can just simple little, like, scribble it on a piece of paper and put it on there or something. But, like, there are a lot of ways around it, but it's still a pain. So, yeah, I like it. I just don't like it. Does that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like this ability, this whole thing of throwing a keyword onto it. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's got to be some practical way of doing all this.
And chat pointed out that the icons on these little punch-out things are the same ones that they use in Magic Arena to represent these effects.
Yeah.
Which is neat. I didn't know that, and, you know, being the one person that doesn't play Arena. But yeah, that's neat. That's a nice touch. Excuse me. Ooh, okay. Skytonic said a Sharpie marker, not a Sharpie, but a like a dry erase marker and some sleeves that you can wipe off.
Yeah, that works.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long before there's an app for this?
Oh yeah. You know, printing technology has been getting smaller and smaller and smaller. One of these days, you're just gonna go like point at your phone and go, bzz, and it's gonna go bzz, and print out a little thing that's like a little thing that says hexproof, and you just set it on it. There.
You keep mentioning hexproof. That's not one of these tokens, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
it's right. It's right there. You see it, the one that says hexproof.
Yes, I see it. I wasn't
So,
looking
yeah.
right at it.
The,
I don't like the thought of things getting hexproof, like extra hexproof. That makes me nervous.
Dave Humphreys did say in the stream today that don't worry, there aren't many that give hexproof.
Good. Like any?
So the tokens, since we haven't said it yet, the ability tokens are Menace, First Strike, Flying, Trample, Hexproof, Lifelink, Death Touch, Flying, Reach, and Vigilance. And there's 2 for each color. Menace and Trample are red for some reason. First Strike and Flying are white. Hexproof and Flying are blue. What? There's 2 Flyings. Lifelink and Death Touch are black, and Reach and Vigilance are green.
Because those are the colors that are most commonly associated with. Those are the colors where they're primary or tertiary or anything. Maybe.
Yeah, and then +1/+1 is also on here on each page, which is neat. So yeah, there you go. Ability keyword counters rather. I like the idea. I'm not a fan of the execution, but that's just me. Like Brian said, it could be that we'll never think about it, or that Dirk will remember, you know, what counters his creature has. He'll be like, no, it was Trample and Vigilance. I remember. We'll be like, sorry.
And then the next round is like, no, it had lifelink. Don't you guys remember anything?
We'll be like, okay, sorry. It is not in Dirk's nature.
And then Mike will kill us the next turn, so it's all good.
It is not in Dirk's nature to cheat, so I'm not worried about that.
No.
All right, so the next mechanic.
Chat says, counterpoint, what's the cleaner way of doing it then if you don't like the execution? I'm not the damn card designer. That's not my job.
So, hey.
It's like asking me, how would you fix the economy? I'm a Twitch streamer. So, let's do the big one.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, there's something Mark Rosewater said a few times on his Drive podcast, is that it's really easy for a person to notice that there's something that they don't like or needs improvement. It's really difficult to come up with a solution.
So I think what Mike was saying was that Maro says it's really easy to find something that needs improvement. It's really difficult to find the way to improve it. Is that what you said?
I think that's what he was going for.
Okay.
He's still roboting really hard, so. But, so go to let's do the big one.
Yeah, let's do the big one. Mutate. This is the one that I think we knew the name of. I'm pretty sure we knew that it was called Mutate at some point. And yeah, this is... It's a weird smash up of Bestow and like Augment and like a Fever Dream.
Yeah.
And
this
something else.
This set better have a very, very limited amount of Doomblade effects. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah, this is totally going to be more Battlecruiser Magic, right?
Better be, because otherwise this is the ultimate feel bad.
Yeah, so we're going back to like Rise of the Eldrazi style. This is my this is our prediction, clearly, that we're gonna be big, crazy creatures and not much removal. Yay! Oh, okay. I guess it's my turn because Dark Red Godzilla. Okay, so mutate is a way to smash creatures together and make better creatures.
Yes.
So
it reminds me of what was the last unset?
That was
where you
Augment.
make the zombie cat, or the shark dog, and
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Except
this
it's not
is
the
perfect
name,
beast.
it's the abilities.
Build the perfect beast, or take a Jurassic World approach. Let's smash these two dinosaurs together. It'll be fine.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Then there's the running and the screaming. Anyway, so this is the Cloud Piercer that I mentioned briefly before. For 4 and a red, it's a 5/4 dinosaur with reach. And whenever this creature mutates, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So yay, look at him. He can mutate. He's a big hat. Look at all those scale birds. Wow. And this is a common, by the way. That's the fun part. So, this has mutate of 3 and a red. Okay? It costs 4 and a red, mutate 3 and a red. The reminder text for mutate is, if you cast the spell, because you're casting the spell, for its mutate cost, put it over or under target non-human creature you own. They mutate into the creature on top, plus all abilities from under it.
Yes.
So if you've got a 2/2 and you mutate Cloud Piercer under it, you now have a 2/2 with reach.
And whenever this creature mutates, you may discard a card if you do draw a card.
Right. And if you mutate this on top of the 2/2, well, you've just got the 5/4 with reach. Now, if your 2/2 had, I don't know, flying, well, now you've got a 5/4 with reach, and whenever this creature mutates, you can loot and flying, because it keeps all of the abilities, but not the stats, the abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird.
I like it. But
I think it's awesome, but it's freaking weird.
It definitely punishes you if you go all in. And then they're like, oh, bounce your creature. Now, I guess, does that put all of them back into your hand? I guess.
Wait, what?
So I have a mutated creature that's a stack of literally 3 creatures. Because you can continue to mutate. It doesn't have to be just 2 creatures. It can be 3 or 4 or whatever. And an opponent says, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to attack Mike. And Mike is like, boomerang. So, do all of those creature cards go back to my hand?
I don't think so.
I haven't read the article or watched the video yet. I don't know if it's explained anywhere.
There's a whole bunch of stuff down here on the bottom. So now, if you try to mutate that 2/2 and someone kills the 2/2 or makes it a illegal target somehow, it's just like bestow. It doesn't get countered. It just shows up as the creature.
Okay, if a mutated creature leaves the battlefield, all of its components go to the appropriate zone. So if it dies, each card ends up in the graveyard. Any ability that triggers whenever a creature you control dies or someone will trigger only once. Same with exile your hand or your library. If it's put
Oh my god, so the entire stack does go to your hand.
Yeah, if it's put into a specific position in your library, such as bottom or third, you choose the relative order of the cards. So yeah. Haha.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yes.
So okay, and yeah, if someone let's not say stack. We learned in the Discord server stack has its own word. If you've got a pile of mutation or an amalgam, as I think was called in the Discord server, if you've got an amalgam of cards there, and someone goes boomerang, they all go to your hand. But if you've got a thing that says when a creature is put into a player's hand, it'll only trigger once because there's just one creature. Because even though it's an amalgamation of cards, an amalgamation is still just one amalgamation. So, and it's important to note, it's not, if you mutate something, it's not a new thing coming into play or entering the battlefield. It's just the thing there is just changing. So if you've got that 2/2 and you put your Cloud Piercer on top of it, well then you now have a 5/4 that can attack because the 2/2 could attack. So yeah. And yeah, I don't know if I made this clear earlier, but the power and toughness you go by is the one on top. Use all the abilities of the ones below it, but the one on top is the creature that is the where you get the stats from.
You did make that clear, and that's actually something that Sam had asked about during the stream. She's like, "So wait a minute, do they add their power and toughness together?" And I said, "No." So that is important.
Yes. So yeah, it's one of those things that makes perfect sense once we start playing with it, but now that it's brand new today, we're all like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But once we cast or mutate something once or twice, we'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. It's very crockable.
You can't mutate onto a human.
Yeah, it does specify weird. Non-human.
And the creature you mutate onto does not every creature in the stack has to have mutate. Just any after the first.
Yeah. You can mutate onto whatever you like, as long as it's not a human. But you can't then cast what's this guy up here? The Dranith Stinger. You can't add that to the pile.
Right.
Because it doesn't have any kind of mutation, so you can't do that. Also, it's a human, but, you know.
Couple issues with that, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But like here, the Mosscoat Goriak that it's got here in the examples is a 2/4 with Vigilance for 2 and a green. So...
And it's a beast, so...
Yeah, so you can put your Cloud Piercer under it, so it's a 2/4 with Vigilance and Reach, or... You can put the Cloud Piercer on top of it, so it's a 5/4 with Vigilance and Reach. I know the one I'm going to go for personally. Because more stats is more better. But
usually, unless there's some effect that, like, destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. But
yeah.
But if you've got that and you're kind of trying to set yourself up so you don't punish yourself, your opponent is probably going to go, that's weird. Why did he do that? So... Yeah.
And this can only be cast at sorcery speed, correct?
Yeah, it's whenever you could cast the creature.
Right.
Okay.
So a creature with flash and mutate can probably do that.
I'm pretty sure you can mutate that at instant speed, but
yeah,
I that's such a corner case unless there's a card with that on it. Then I don't know.
If you cast this spell for its mutate cost, so it's basically an alternate cost, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Figuring it out.
Yeah, like I said, this is a thing we'll all understand once we get it in our hands or on Arena or whatever and play with it. But for now, especially since the full rules thing hasn't happened yet as of this recording, there's a big rules AMA tomorrow on Twitter. But for those of you watching this on YouTube or listening to the audio version, that doesn't do you any good. I mean, it does you good now because you can look it up, but it doesn't do you any good listening to us now.
So there's another card here in this section without mutate that I think is great. It's kind of like the cycling card in that it has cycling. This doesn't have mutate, but it cares about mutate. And as a purely limited player, this has my eyebrows kind of like all the way up. Every eyebrow, forever. It's the Zagoth Mamba. And for a single black, it's a nightmare snake, which is already awesome. It's uncommon.
I didn't
Any
notice
snake would
that.
give people nightmares.
It's an uncommon, so it's a black uncommon, which is oftentimes where you see some of your best removal, and that's exactly what this is. It is a 1/1, and you're like, this better be awesome. That's because it is. Whenever this creature mutates, remember it doesn't have mutate on its own. You got to put something else on it. Target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. That's vicious.
Wow.
That's vicious. If you see somebody play this on turn 1, you need to kill it immediately. You don't play this on turn 1. You play this on turn whatever when you play it, and then immediately mutate and keep them from keeping anything on the board at all. So
Yeah,
the
and by the
potential
way,
for this feels stupid.
apologies. Apparently, I said the AMA was on Twitter, and I don't know why I said that. I didn't even remember saying that. It's on Reddit, so my bad. That's very strange. I don't know where I got Twitter from. I think because I was talking quickly.
It's okay. We forgive you.
But yeah, this is really cool. This is one of those things where you wait one turn to mutate something. Wait one turn to cast your mutate thing just so you can mutate this.
Yes. Trust me, it's worth it.
And yeah, right below it, there's just another random common. The Bristling Boar, 3 and a green, a 4/3 that can't be blocked by more than one creature. That's going to be important to mutate, because that's a hell of an ability to put on something that's massive.
Yep. That it is.
Oh, and it specifies the reason that's here. So the card says Bristling Boar can't be blocked by more than one creature. But if you mutate something on top of it, it means this creature. So if a card refers to itself by name, it really just says this. So if you mutate it into a Cloud Piercer, the Cloud Piercer still can't be blocked by more than one creature, which is important. Like, but it says Bristling Boar. It's not Bristling Boar anymore. That's not how this works. Got it?
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, mutate is trippy.
It is.
Rosewater told a story of a game that they played that was, well, I'll make a big dude. Well, I'll make a bigger, more powerful dude. Well, I'll make a more powerful dude. And in my head was that Tex Avery cartoon where the cat and the bird are both drinking from the bottle that makes them bigger and bigger and bigger until the end of the cartoon. They're just standing on top of the planet waving at the camera because they ran out of the stuff. But remember, things don't get bigger necessarily, but they do get lots of abilities stacked on top of them.
Yes. I do like, though, the concept of, okay, all this stuff seems pretty small, but what if you start with something like Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mechagodzilla, maybe. So,
We do have a Mechagodzilla in the set.
super mega space mecha land zero Knights of the Round Zilla.
I see what you did there. And I liked it.
You won't like it when it's coming at you for 27. Right. So,
And okay, chat is coming up with things. There are ways to change the target that you're trying to mutate to a human. And remember, if that's the case, then the thing you're trying to mutate onto it's not a legal target anymore. So it'll just enter the battlefield as itself. So yeah, if I try to mutate my Cloud Piercer onto my Zagoth Mamba, and you instant speed change it to a human to make it an illegal target, well, I just get a Cloud Piercer next to it.
yeah.
Instead.
Because that, yeah, and
for
that
a
is
small discount.
That's true.
for a small discount. Yeah.
It does seem that the mutate cost is lower than their regular cost because you have to start with a creature to begin with.
Yeah.
And it does note that this works a lot like Bestow in that if the spell with the mutate is on the stack and it has not resolved yet, and somebody's like, well, blow up the thing it's going to mutate onto, you still get the creature that was going to be that with mutate, it just enters the battlefield as itself. So, because again, I feel like much like they wanted people to play with Bestow in original Theros, they're like, let's not make this feel like a 2-for-1 all the time. So,
Exactly.
Had you already said that?
Have no idea.
Okay. All right.
Probably though.
Shall we move on to the last new mechanic?
Oh, right.
We've got other cards to talk about, but this
Yeah.
is an interesting mechanic.
Mutate was so big and central, I completely forgot about Companion.
Yeah. Hey, Dark, you like companions, right?
So is this the old one?
No, there's never been a thing called Companion before.
The old one was Scry.
It was Champion. That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something else.
All right, so Companion, it's on the Karuga the Macro Sage for 3 and 2 green blue hybrid. It's a legendary creature, Dinosaur Hippo. Try and get that one out of your heads.
It's a Stega Hippo.
It's a rare 5/4 that has Companion. Your starting deck contains only cards with converted mana cost of 3 or greater and land cards. And then its other text says, when Karuga the Macro Sage enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater.
So, Dark, do you understand what the Companion actually does? Like, do you understand what that's doing?
It's just essentially just says your deck is gonna be this way. It's gonna fall along a certain.
Yeah. So
okay,
there's two ways to play this card. One is to ignore that entirely, to just put this in your deck, right? And it's fine. The other is if you meet these conditions, and this is the one, every deck can have up to one companion. If the rest of your deck meets those conditions, you can effectively start with this outside the game. In regulated play, it's in your sideboard. A casual is just, wherever you keep your stuff you're taking with you. And it's effectively like a commander in that you can cast it from there to the battlefield. Although unlike a commander, it doesn't get removed back to the command zone if it dies, exiled, bounced, whatever. It's just one chance to play it from wherever. It's like an extra card in your hand. How's that? Is that fairly correct and concise for once?
Woot.
Basically.
Hey, I can do it in less than 20,000 words. Chewy, were you going to add anything to that?
It is important to note that the Companion thing you can only cast it once.
Yes.
From outside the game, which in like Arena and in Sanctioned Play means your sideboard.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think the confusion for some people is going to be because this feels so Commander-ish. In fact, in the video they talked about, that's like Commander. Here they're like, where have I heard this before? Yes, Commander. And the danger is people being like, it's basically a Commander. And it's similar. Funny thing is, you can play this in Commander, but once again, you can only have one companion in your deck, and when it does not go back to where it started once it's on the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the Commander... So there's one of these that's been banned in Commander already.
Yeah, I saw.
There are 10 companions in Ikoria, one for each of the... if I remember correctly, there's one for each of the 2-color hybrids.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So.
Now, there's one that they've just banned outright, which we'll get to later. But I'm interested to see how this works in Commander. Like, because that means it's a if you build your deck properly, which in this case, nothing that costs less than 3.
Yeah.
Then it's your 101st card.
Yeah.
Which, with the deck building restriction, I guess that's okay.
Hmm?
It just trips me out that it's allowing for the card number 101 in Commander. But again, with the deck building restriction, I think that's fine. Unless they make the ruling that this is one of your 100, and you just take it out like the Commander and put it over there.
I mean, the article says a couple paragraphs down that, yeah, you can have a companion for your Commander deck.
Yeah, and
it doesn't count as one of the 100 cards.
Yeah. It's in the second to last paragraph. So, woof.
Also, woof. Yeah, but this is WotC, and what they say doesn't matter when it comes to Commander. So,
I mean, they wouldn't have put it in the article if they hadn't conferred with the Commander rules team.
That is true, yeah. And the Commander rules team knew about this already because, like I said, one of them has been banned in Commander already, which is a shame. Like, someone pointed out in the Discord server that being banned in Commander completely kind of sucks because it's a legendary otter. How awesome is that?
Mm-hmm.
I think being banned as a companion in Commander makes more sense. Because you could just put it in your deck or make it your Commander and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's what house rules are for? I guess that's what house rules are for. So let's go look at that one, actually. We've got... Yeah, here we go. We'll look at the fancy art. Oh, look at... Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, no. Switch to this. There we go. Zoom back in. Yeah, here we go. So we've got Lutri, the Spell Chaser, who is a legendary elemental otter. And oh my god, I'ma die. Look at how cute. Look at how cute. Blarg. And of course, Pinball Witch, who is part otter, threw 100 bits and said, I love them. Yup. Look at it. Anyway, it costs 1 and 2 red-blue hybrid. It's a 3/2 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. Choose new targets for the copy. Perfectly fine, right? Like, that part all makes sense. But the companion, what's the word? The companion,
Ability.
No. Restriction.
Oh.
Is each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Now, isn't there an entire format where that's the format?
Mm-hmm.
Tiny leaders.
Canadian Highlander. You're right. But yeah, this is the one that was insta-banned by the rules committee. And it's because its companion ability is nothing in Commander. That's just how the game is played. So it doesn't have a deck building restriction, which means if you're playing blue and red, it's just automatically your 101st card for free, and it doesn't matter. And that's bad.
Mm-hmm. Seeing as what it does definitely would break the format.
No, what it does doesn't matter. It's the fact that it gives any deck that's blue-red and anything 101st card for free without any sort of... You didn't have to take something else out. You didn't have to think about it. You just throw it in there in case you need it.
101st card that always starts in your opening hand.
That always starts in your opening hand, essentially. Exactly. And so... There's no, that we call that an opportunity cost. There's literally no opportunity cost other than I'm playing blue and red, and that doesn't count.
Sorry about that, dogs. But yes, I saw this and I'm like, that's adorable. And it means you can just play it in Commander immediate. It's like there's like no cost. And especially since we said it doesn't even count against the 100. So now it's banned?
Well, this one is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lutri is gone, which Brian was gone for all of that explanation. But yeah.
I can imagine why it's banned.
Yeah. Which is too bad because, like I said, what it does doesn't matter. And I think, like, totally, house rules, you could use this as your commander, and it doesn't hurt anything, but it's the companion effect that is... It's just bad for the commander format on the whole.
Right.
So they've made the decision to just ban it in commander completely, but like I said, house rule that you could play this as your commander or in your deck and just ignore the rules committee because they're not there. They're not the governing body of your, play group. They're the governing body of playing commander like with strangers and at GPs and stuff. Right. Sorry, Magic Fest and stuff.
And right now they're not even that because quarantine. Well, I guess we're still doing events on Arena, right? I think.
I neither know nor do I care.
Okay.
But I know that Commander being played using like webcams and whatnot is totally a thing these days. And yeah, the rules committee can't stop you from playing Lutri in your deck or as your commander at all. They can't stop you from playing it as your companion, but that's still probably bad. But talk to your play group, everybody. If they're like, yeah, go for it, then screw it, go for it. But don't take it to a Magic Fest like that, because... yeah. But look, it's so cute! What? That's me vomiting from the cuteness.
He's like, I got a thing. Do you want my thing?
Otter, 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 otter. That's the sound otters make when they're ottering. So what?
You teach us so much, Chewy.
Have we seen any more companions, or is it just those two?
I think
there's more on Scryfall. Well, okay, one more.
Oh God, there are.
No, two more.
Okay.
Well, I've got Garuda up. If anyone wants to read that.
Yeah, Garuda, Doom of Depths, is costs 4 and 2 blue-black hybrids. It's a rare legendary demon kraken.
Ah, that's cool.
It's a 6/6. Its
What the hell?
companion ability says your starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana costs. So, and when Garuda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control.
I like this.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a, what do we say? Demon Kraken.
That's worse than a normal Kraken. Or a normal demon.
And it also has a Kaiju version. It's Gigan, Cyberclaw Terror.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not next to it, so...
It's up above it.
Ah, yeah,
It's
here
in
we
between
go.
the two versions.
Yay! Gigan Cyberclaw Terror. Gigan's awesome. Look at how freaking metal that Gigan is. Wow. Oh, and yeah, see, this one does what I say. It's note that the rules text says, when Garuda enters the battlefield, even though it's Gigan, because they don't want... My theory is that they don't want rules text to be different on these cards that are supposed to be the same card, just with different art.
Yes. I think that is a very good observation.
And I've seen people that I thought would know better complaining, how come it doesn't say the name in the art or reminder text? I'm like, because that would be bad for the rules.
again, it's best if you just think of these as fully legit altars. That is
Yeah.
by far the best way to think of this.
Very true. I did see Eric Klug tweet today. He's like, I know I'm not exactly unbiased, but can we do away with the tournament rule that altered art has to be recognizable as the card? Because if y'all are releasing like 3 and 4 different versions of the same card, come on. And I was
I mean,
like,
that is that.
he's not wrong.
On the one hand, I know that they want to be able to say, "Hey, this card is in fact under all the ink and everything else. This is the card that was printed with this," and I get that. But there's so many altars that it's really hard to say this altar's okay, but this one isn't. So,
Yeah, that's why it's up to the head judge's discretion at any given tournament. But yeah, this guy again. Look at him. Damn.
yeah,
Almost looks
that's
like
cool.
something that would attack the Jaegers in Pacific Rim.
Rim.
Man, the first Pacific Rim was an amazing film.
I haven't seen either of them.
You should totally watch the first one. The second one, not amazing. It's just big and stupid and fun. But the first one was actually amazing.
I thought the point of those movies was just to be big and stupid and fun.
No, the first one is actually big and stupid and fun and deep and intelligent.
Oh,
The second one, not deep and intelligent. But anyway, yeah, the card itself is crazy. And remember, you can still only cast it once for its companion ability, but an ability like that, damn.
yeah. And heck,
But
nothing.
hey, now
prevents
it's in
you
the
from-
game, so you can do other stuff with it.
Exactly.
Nothing prevents you from resurrecting it later with some other effect. Nothing prevents you from
Bouncing
returning
and playing it again.
You got it. So
Yeah.
blinking it. Oh my God, Thassa's still legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is Thassa even or odd? She
I have
costs
no idea.
4, right?
I don't know. If she's odd, then you just put this in your deck.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm thinking if you want to make sure that you cast this, which that's one of the things about these is you're perfectly capable of playing them either way, but this is a way to say this is what I'm playing when I have that mana. So I'm gonna check real quick. You guys can keep going.
Chat says Thassa's 4.
Yeah.
I believe him, but now I'm already in Gatherer. So yeah, Thassa Deep Dwelling costs 3 and a blue. So
It was Pinball Witch, so you believe her. But
I
whatever.
believe her. Yes, I believe her. Yes.
Person what said it, he believes you, but not enough to not look it up. The first Thassa is odd. Right. Doesn't the first one cost 3?
First
Yeah.
one costs 3.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's...
There's another collector or companion as well.
Oh, yeah, let's
There
look
is?
at the other
What's
companion.
the other one?
Umari, the collector.
I have not seen this one.
Where
It's the
is that?
black-green one.
Black green one.
Must
What's
be
it
up.
do if you're so smart?
Umari, the collector for 2 and 2 black-green hybrid. Legendary creature Ooze.
Ew.
That's rare and is a 4/5 with companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck shares a creature type.
No.
No.
A card type, sorry.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, my bad. As Umari the Collector enters the battlefield, choose a card type. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast.
Now, because if you're using him as a companion, or it as a companion, I don't know that Ooze identifies anyway. It doesn't necessarily. It's not in your deck, so you don't have to choose creature. So if you want this guy to be in your all instant deck, you can do that, right?
Mhm.
And then you
Yes.
choose instant.
Anyway, yeah. This is a strange one.
Mm-hmm. That does not feel like a black-green ability.
No?
That feels
mean-
blue to me.
Blue? Blue with cost reduction? No, I mean, this
Feels-
is definitely...
Well, well, yeah, I guess, because you could always go creature, but yeah.
Well, and black is all about, how do I get the most bang for my buck? This just doesn't cost you any life or anything. It has the restriction of, for the companion, having to restrict yourself to that type. This is one where I feel almost, though, that is a major deck building restriction right there.
Yeah, like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's going to be creature or
Or
artifact.
artifact. Yeah.
With us just having been in Theros again, you can get by with enchantment. But I want to see the psycho who builds the sorcery.
Yeah. See, this makes me want to build this
Totally.
for Brawl, because I could do, and the funny thing is with Brawl, I could do a black-green commander and have this guy as a companion. Although if I do that, do I have to choose creature, because is my Brawl commander part
of the
of
deck?
my
Yes.
starting deck? Okay.
Yes.
All right. But if I want to do it for Brawl, I could just make this guy my Brawl commander, and he's just my commander. Wow.
Yes.
This is going to have my head hurting. So, what about Planeswalkers?
What about them?
them?
There are two. So,
Oh, we're not there yet.
we're not there yet? Okay. Where
All right,
are we?
so that was the mechanics article.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also a Planeswalkers guide if you want to see some pretty art and read about the setting. There's a lot going on here. Notice that I'm still scrolling. Here,
It's big.
You're going to be
It's
scrolling
big.
for a while.
There, I'll just set it to scroll at that speed while I talk. So, this is a whole world, of course. If you watch the trailer, which again, I highly recommend you watch the trailer.
Is it a whole new world?
I hate you. Get off of the call. But yeah, the humans I haven't read this at all, but from what I can tell, the humans are trying desperately not to get smushed by monsters all the time.
Well, there's apparently at least one big city, so they can manage for a while. You don't build a fully functioning city if it's not going to get torn down every day. But they're
Sure.
definitely the bottom of the food chain as it is.
Yeah, and you'll notice, for those of you watching this in video form or live, it's still scrolling this whole time that we've been talking. Yeah. Wait, we're almost done. Hold up. Wait for it. There we go. There's the end. So, yeah, like I said, if you want to read more about it, there's a whole mess of it there. That's not really a thing that we're going to cover on day one, because there's cards to talk about. Right?
Right.
And then we
Yes.
talked about a little bit about the collecting thing and the whatever. If you want to know what's in which booster, there's an article for it. Go check it out. Now, there is a bit of a bad news thing going on here. And this worries me because this is a very serious article about a very serious topic entitled Statement on Space Godzilla.
But hey, they're putting themselves out. They did not have to do this. You could have just said, well, whatever. It's a silly concept, but they put themselves out there. And yes, bonus points for the title.
Yeah, I saw that. I posted a link to this in the Discord server, and it popped up the little preview, and it said Statement on Space Godzilla, and I'm like, you're kidding me. That's not the name of the very serious PR article, is it? Oh my god. So, the Void Beckoner card, which for 6 black is an 8/8 nightmare horror with death touch and cycling for 2 and a black. And when you cycle it, put a death touch counter on target creature you control. That seems awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. The problem is, this was a card that got the Godzilla treatment. Now, this was all finalized months and months ago, right?
Oh yeah.
And the name that it got with the Godzilla treatment is Space Godzilla Death Corona.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, in the time since then, the COVID-19 coronavirus has started wantonly killing people across the entire planet. In case you didn't know that, that's why we've been telling you for a month to stay inside and wash your damn hands. You know, in case you've been living in a hole and you came out and decided to start shaking people's hands, don't. So the initial printing is gonna have these in it, and that's it. They're not gonna reprint it anymore after that. And on Arena, it's going to be called Space Godzilla Void Invader.
Which is a cool name anyway.
Yeah. And on Magic Online, it's just, rather than change the art or the name on Magic Online, it's just not gonna be there, which weirds me out, but okay.
It's strange that they're doing it in Arena but not Magic Online.
Yeah. So yeah. Now I'm almost certain if this had been anything other than the words Death Corona, they probably would have gone, yeah, sorry about that, and just left it at that. But because
Death Corona.
because it's Death Corona and it gives something Death Touch. And there are people, I'm sure there are people in the chat. I'm intentionally ignoring chat right now just because I don't want to lose respect for anybody. But given the current state of the world and the fact that before this is all over, I predict all of us will know someone who died from COVID-19, as depressing and horrible as that is. It's probably better to just nip this one in the bud.
Yeah.
And it's too late to remove it completely, or they would have, and they wouldn't have said a word about it.
I mean, I really hope nobody is complaining about this because, first of all, it doesn't really matter. It's a name on a fancy altar of a card. It's not even the original name of the card.
Oh, thank God. Had they named something Death Corona in the set, I don't even know what they would have done.
But then also, so maybe you're somebody that you're like, maybe they're taking this too far or whatever. Well, just don't worry. It doesn't affect you negatively. Are you like, man, I was going to play this card when it was called Death Corona, but now that it's Void Invader, well, yeah. Yeah. I can see people being like, well, maybe they did need it, maybe they didn't. But, if you're going to be someone that's going to actually complain about this, then stop and think about what's important to you. Like, actually for real. So,
like, for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
This, like we've been saying for lots of coronavirus-related things, it's not about you.
But it's always about me.
No, it is not. It's not about you. The whole social distancing, stay inside, shelter in place. People are like, but if I get it, I'll be fine. So why don't let me take the risk? No, it's not about you. It's about the 2 weeks before you get symptoms where you're spreading it around to everyone else. It is about them. It's not about me either. I'm not saying it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about any of us individually, all right? So shut your face hole and get over it, okay? Stay inside, wash your hands. Now, back to this card. Shut your face hole. Stay inside, wash your hands, and don't worry about it.
This is a really cool card.
Yeah, it's a shame, too, because the art of with Space Godzilla... Now, there is another Space Godzilla card, so it's not like we don't get a Space Godzilla at all.
But so this card is awesome because I really love the idea of giving something Death Touch at instant speed. Because cycling is instant speed.
Yes.
And
yeah.
And because of the counter system, now it stays around. So if that creature, if it's just a one shot, like, hey, okay, well, you block my 1/1. Guess what? My 1/1 now has Death Touch, and you lose your giant Godzilla, no matter how much damage I deal it. But if it's something where maybe like you're you're attacking, they block with their 4/4, and it's a 1/5 because they're just gonna stop it, and it will keep the Death Touch. So yeah, I like this card a lot.
Yeah, I mean, for an uncommon, it's pretty cool. Just completely ignoring the whole Corona Beam. Because Space Godzilla's breath thing is called the Corona Beam. So he's Space Godzilla Death Corona. But that has implications, so let's just... this is the right call, whether you personally like it or not. I mean, personally, I think it's fine. But it's not about me either. So, if you're like, meh, 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 shut up. Think about others. Okay? Okay. Because even in when they talked about this, I was like, okay, that's actually really funny. Because it is, right? Like, they named this card this months ago. Probably a year ago. And then the whole world went to hell, and now this is problematic.
But hey, you know,
and I have a very like black sense of humor, so I find that hilarious.
And again, kudos to them for addressing this like straight up.
Yeah, like I said, had there been a way that they could just remove this completely, I bet they would have, and we wouldn't have known until years later.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Funny story.
You're right. On a drive to work.
You remember 2020, that god awful year where all the things happened? We were gonna put out a card. We decided not to.
So yeah. This is the right call. Okay.
Yep. Okay. I think we're all good with that.
Now the only weird thing about this is suddenly this alternate art like promo uncommon is going to be incredibly rare because only the first printing is going to have it.
Yes. So people are going to be like, hey, I really want to trade you for your Death Corona.
Yeah, and you know, that's fine. That's what rarity, that's what happens when something is rare.
Yep.
I find that funny as well.
As long as they're washing their hands before they get their Death Corona, you know, okay.
Exactly. It still weirds me out that they're just not putting this version of it on Magic Online, but they are on Arena.
Yeah.
Like that's bizarre. Because on Magic Online, you can only get the Godzilla Toho cards in treasure chests. And in Arena, I guess are they gonna be card styles? I guess they're gonna be card styles. Right? I'm pretty sure.
I guess.
I think that's right.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah. But okay, so you want to get to the rest of the cards for a bit before we call it a night?
Yes.
Well, you can't because I apparently closed the damn window. There we go.
Like Planeswalkers.
All right, where are... Oh, look, here's a Mechagodzilla right here. Whoops. Look at him. Yay. He's awesome. Good lord, he is awesome. Look at that. I can't read that, though. Oh, look, it's in English. Mm-hmm. But Brian wants to talk about Planeswalkers. So screw God, Mechagodzilla, Planeswalkers.
Yes.
Where the hell are the Planeswalkers? Scroll.
You can sort these by color, and they also sort themselves by name. When you...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's up at the top.
Sorted by. Ha ha ha! Color.
Technology.
All right, which one you want to do first?
It is, in fact, whack.
Wiggity whack or just regular whack?
Is it cool?
Just the regular.
All right. Hey, Dirk, you like green stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell us about Vivian?
Well, Vivian, Monsters Advocate. For 3 and 2 green. Let me bring this up so it's a little bit easier for me to read. All
That's
right.
the sound of Dirk clicking a link. He does that every time he clicks a link ever in his life.
You know, like Godzilla, you got to kind of wind up to the big hurrah. So, all right, so legendary Planeswalker Vivian, loyalty of 3. So you may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. That's just the regular ability, no loyalty counter required. You can just do that anytime.
Yep.
That's
correct.
A static ability.
Yep.
Yep, that's the fancy new tech that got introduced in War of the Spark. Looks like it's here to stay, at least for a little while.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I mean, I'd like that. That's cool. All right, so the first loyalty ability is a +1, create a 3/3 beast creature token. Put your choice of vigilance counter, a reach counter, or a trample counter on it.
Whew. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once again, build your own beast.
A 3/3 with whichever ability is best right now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got some flyers? That's a reach counter.
Like, I didn't actually pay much attention to these cards when they were being shown. Originally, I was looking at the art and following along chat, so I didn't actually read that at all. That's cool as hell.
Yeah. Second ability is a -2 ability. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library.
Okay, that one I did read.
Wow.
It's almost what was the black version of Rebels?
Mercenaries.
Mercenaries, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except way better.
There's like a cascade you can actually control without building your deck in a weird way.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, that's true, yeah.
I like
you
it.
do search, don't you? You're not revealing. Oh, God.
Yeah, you just search. Mm-hmm.
And
Who
I've
would've
got
thought
the
we'd
showcase
never say-
art up with the comic art just because I thought that was cooler. But here's the normal version, which is also awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Who would have ever thought we would say, hey, this is like an awesome version of Mercenaries?
Right?
But hey, look at it this way. There's also a lot of ways to improve on Mercenaries. So,
Also accurate.
all right.
Like Rebels, for instance. But, yeah. So play big things, get slightly less big things for free?
Which can still be
Yeah.
pretty big depending on what you put out.
Or just turn her into a beast generator that's also allowing you to play creatures from the top of your library.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, she's nuts, right?
She's
Yeah,
nuts.
great.
And then I saw her and I'm like, that's nuts. And then I saw Luca and I'm like, y'all have lost your minds.
So, okay, but wait. You play her on turn 5.
Yes?
Yeah.
You make a beast.
Yep.
You give it the appropriate ability depending on what your opponent's doing.
Right.
Right.
If she survives, next turn you play your land, theoretically, and you cast a 6-drop. And then you go get a 5-drop.
Yes.
Like, I've been playing
It's a lot of it.
Hearthstone a lot more than Magic lately, but it's made me appreciate the whole cheating mana is by far the most dangerous thing you can do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's 11 mana's worth of stuff, or a 4-drop. That's 10 mana's worth of stuff for 6 mana.
Yeah.
This is not a small number, people.
No.
Even if you just go get like a free 2-drop, it's a free 2-drop. Okay. I think I'm better. I think I'm over it. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm okay.
All right. So, this is Luca, Coppercoat Outcast.
Those damn copper coats.
apparently his story is that he used to be a monster hunter, but he bonded with a monster, which is something that happens rarely on this plane, but it happens. He's got some kind of link on it, and so now he's torn because he's like, I hate you, but I love you, but I hate you. So he's got a thing going on. For 5 mana, same cost as Vivian, but in red, 3 and 2 red. He comes in with 5 loyalty. He doesn't have any static abilities, but he has a +1, exile the top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards exiled this way gain. You may cast this card from exile as long as you control a Luca Planeswalker.
Now, let's break that down real quick. You could +1 and exile 3 cards, and then Luca dies, and then later you cast another Luca, and you can still cast those cards!
Yes, that is important.
Like, that's crazy!
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm going to skip number 2. His second ability. His limit break is -7. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent.
Yeah,
And
each opponent is insane.
This is insane. This is insane. I'm not saying it's not big, it's not scary. But number 2 is his second ability is ridiculous. -2, which you can use this immediately. -2, exile target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. What?
So that's interesting because in the past it feels like this has been more of like a green or a green-blue type of ability.
Yes. I feel like this is the potential for,
And even then you only get to
degenerate-
step up 1 when you're doing it that way.
This to me feels very almost show and tell, sneak attack, like the ability to do something very degenerate with this. Make a token, play this guy, go get Emrakul. Because Emrakul costs more than a token.
That is true, he does. And it doesn't say exile target creature card.
No. I even in a deck that's playing this honestly, the fact that unlike Vivian is getting something less, but A, you get to search for it, and B, you don't actually lose the creature that you're using. So it's not exactly the same. It's very different. But whenever I see the word higher, my antenna goes up. And it doesn't say 1 higher. It's not like of the enchantment.
Rebels.
Right. It's not like Rebels or Survival of the Fittest. It's
Well, no, Survival of the Fittest is whatever, and it goes to your hand. Are you?
oh
He's
Okay.
thinking of the thing that got banned in Modern.
Breeding pod.
Yeah,
Birthing pod.
Birthing
Birthing
pod.
pod.
There we
Thank
go. Nailed
Birthing
it.
pod. Okay, but this is it just has to be higher. Period. I read this. I saw the live thing of this, and I'm like, huh. And then I read it later, and I'm like, wait. And I'm like, my brain just did a 180, like an owl's head, but it just within my skull. It was very disorienting. So if that happens for more than 5 hours, you're probably dead. So
Yeah. Don't bother calling a doctor.
no. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, used honestly, this is still utterly ridiculous.
Yeah,
Utterly.
even without the whole, like Brian said, exile a token, go get an Emrakul. Like, even just in a deck played normally, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that you do lose the creature because it's exiled, so that helps balance it out some. And the fact that it's the first thing you hit that's higher means even if you're playing honestly, you might get something silly.
Right. But then the potential for something degenerate is here, and I'm just like, I wonder if this is one to watch out for. I don't really care a whole lot about constructed, but I make
Nah. It costs too much to do anything in any of the older formats, I think.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I trust your knowledge more than mine. I didn't know if there
I
was
mean,
something
you
there with some of
shouldn't,
them.
but
Well, I didn't know if with some of the red rituals and like Simian Spirit Guide or something. If there's a way to, but you know,
okay, yeah, that's a good point.
But
I mean, it
But
only
hey.
costs one more than sneak attack. I mean, it's the same as playing and activating sneak attack in the same turn.
That
so.
is true, yeah.
but hey, again, I'm just here to say, A, the potential to do something really wrong is there, and B, even if you're not doing something really wrong, that's still crazy. And then yeah, okay, the +1 is great, and the +7 is in multiplayer probably just won the game because you still get to attack with those creatures, do other things, and the creatures themselves are the ones dealing damage. So if they have any sort of like trigger, like the dragon wizard that everybody wheels of fortune, stuff like that.
Phage.
Mm.
Wow.
Wait, does Phage says damage, right?
Looking it up.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
been so
sure.
long since I played with Phage, I don't remember.
Phage the Untouchable. When it enters the battlefield, blah blah blah. Whenever it deals combat damage to
Okay.
a player.
Oh, it's
Okay.
just combat damage?
Yeah. So you
Oh,
can't,
good.
just put an arcane study on it or something and just be like,
Squee
You're
makes
dead.
a good point. You don't want Phage in the deck either if you're doing the -2. As long as you don't
True.
sack anything that costs less than
6 or
4.
less. Well, she costs 7, so
What am I thinking of?
not sure.
So yeah, as long as you don't sacrifice anything that costs less than 7, you're good.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, no one's making you do that -2. Unless someone uses a mind slaver on you and is like, I'm gonna do this, then that's a bad beat story for the ages. Man, somebody mind slavered me, -2 my thing, it popped out of Phage. That's but I would almost love to be the person telling that story because dear Lord.
Let me explain to you why this card is a two-edged sword.
You can put Platinum Angel in the deck too, so you only have a 50-50 shot at losing.
Hey, there you go.
Never tell me the odds. So
Oh, this deal keeps getting worse all the time.
I have a really bad feeling about this. All right.
So yeah, Luca is awesome. Now, apparently, Chet informed me earlier. They said there was a third Planeswalker in the set. We haven't seen it yet. I don't think we
Okay.
know who it is yet. But there's a third one,
Okay.
so that's cool.
So what's some other cards that jumped out to people?
Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla. New Mechagodzilla.
Which one's the Mechagodzilla?
The mechanical
It's the
Godzilla.
Mechagodzilla.
Yes, but what is the underlying card?
It's the Japanese cards. One
Oh,
of the
yeah,
Japanese
we don't know.
cards.
I don't think the underlying card's been revealed yet.
Oh, okay, it's one of the Japanese ones. Okay, I kept being like, okay, where did it? Looks like it's an artifact.
It is.
I think this is one of the
Is this one of the ones
Japan
that's
only
only-
ones. I'm
it's
pretty
only
sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Mechagodzilla is a 3/3 artifact creature giant. Now this is a translation on Scryfall, but I'm pretty sure this is right. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, or +1/+1 at random. Put a counter of that kind on Mechagodzilla. 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's 10.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not that I trust the Dirk can count. It's that I was already 3/4 of the way done. So yeah, roll a d10, and yeah, go to town.
I don't know how much I trust the translation because look at the next card.
I don't know how you've got it sorted. What is the next card?
The next Japanese one.
The other,
It's the
it's
one with
the
the moth thing.
Yes.
yeah, that which pews.
Yes. That's why I'm like,
It's in black.
Not the monster egg.
No,
No.
not the monster.
Like I said, okay, it's in black. Got it. I sorted them by color. So, Brian, when you say the next one, that means literally nothing.
I didn't sort them. I just,
Here we go. Oh, Scryfall loves when they don't have a full translation. They always make up goofy names.
Okay.
That's a thing that Scryfall's been doing for a long time.
Okay. I haven't really used Scryfall. So I saw the name That Which Pew Pews. So I'm like,
That's a good one, actually.
you guys are just making this up, aren't you?
Well, what's it do then? You're so smart.
Well, it's an insect. It has mutate of 4 and a black. It's a 3/3 with flash and
it has
flying.
mutate of
4
what?
and 2 black.
4 and 2 black. What'd I say?
4 and a black.
4 and 2 black, which is the first mutate cost we see that's higher than the converted mana cost. The converted mana cost, the regular mana cost for this is 2 and 2 black. The mutate cost is 4 and 2 black. It has flash and flying. It's a 3/3, and whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls.
So I'm guessing then when you cast this for its mutate cost, that counts as this creature mutating,
Yes.
which I
Yeah.
think we left out before. And then whenever something else is mutated onto this, that will trigger again, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Well, yeah, because otherwise the ones that don't have mutate would be pointless and stupid. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, things that trigger when this mutates trigger when you use this card itself to mutate something.
Yeah.
Part of that is because triggered abilities like trigger after the event happens, and they can look back in time, a moment to see if they were supposed to have just triggered. That's why enter the battlefield abilities work.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
mutate into the creature on top, plus all abilities from under it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So no
Mutate's
matter
gonna
where
be
you put this
wrong.
in the stack, it's going to keep that destroy a target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls ability. And flash and flying. Like we spent a while saying before. Yeah.
Pew pew.
Yeah. Now, chat says that another site lists this as a bat, not an insect. That really doesn't matter. I'm fairly certain that the Scryfall's translation of the abilities are good. And I think I might trust Scryfall's translation over any given other site, since given other site is probably one of those that posted the leaks. Oh, okay. Reload the previews. All right, all right. What color is it? What color is the CFB one? I was just informed green. Which one is the new one? I don't know what the new one is.
Is it the
Kogelo? Kogelo was here already.
Yeah, that was there before.
Yeah.
Kogelo was here. This is the King Kong.
Yeah, that was already there. We thought you were trying to tell us there's something different.
Oh, okay. No, she's missed it before. But yeah, this isn't King Kong because I don't think Toho owns any bit of King Kong at all.
Okay, so
I think
I'm sorry.
there's
This is a giant ape holding a person surrounded by,
flying things. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's not.
How could I make that mistake?
Well, no, I'm clarifying. This is not King Kong because, like I said, I don't think Toho owns the rights to King Kong. I think Toho is allowed to use it for certain, like the old Godzilla versus King Kong and the upcoming one. That's not a Toho movie. So yeah,
Isn't King Kong public domain?
could be.
Well, just like there are things in Throne of Eldraine that reference popular monsters and things like that, this is clearly a call. So
Yeah, but in a set where we have actual Godzilla, not
that's true.
clever callbacks to Godzilla. This is not actual King Kong. This is Kogelo the Titan Ape.
Yes.
He's a big happy monkey.
What's he do?
I don't know. Dirk, what's he do?
Let's see.
I told you.
I was looking at chat.
That's the sound he makes when he clicks on a link.
That's right. Kogelo the Titan Ape enters the battlefield. It fights up to one target creature you don't control. Whenever Kogelo attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. And for 1 and a green, return target human you control to its owner's hand. Kogelo gains indestructible until end of turn.
What's it cost?
3 and 3 green and is a 7/6. And is rare.
So he shows up and fights something like a T-Rex, let's say. And then when he attacks, he breaks artifacts or enchantments like, I don't know, the big thing that's got him held in place in New York.
Yeah.
And then when you take away his lady by returning a human you control to its owner's hand, he gets mad and can't be killed.
Mm-hmm.
This is totally King Kong. This is straight up. Yeah, chat just said this is actually more like Kong than the Godzilla cards are mechanically. Yes, this is totally King Kong. Damn, that's eerie.
Well, I think this is one where they just started with, "Hey, we need to make a King Kong," and someone was like, "Yeah."
Totally.
This is
I
what
like
it does, right? Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, it's getting late. Any others we want to talk about now, or save them for next time? I mean, there's a lot of other good stuff here, but I looked at the time. I'm like, oh wow.
Hey Mike, pick a card.
Let's see. I will pick. Well, we mentioned Mothra, but we didn't talk about what Mothra actually did.
Oh right.
Mothra is the official Kaiju altar for the Luminous Brood Moth. It's for 2 white. It's a mythic insect. It's a 3/4 with flying. And whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it.
That is insane.
That's really cool.
Because you're like, oh, your stuff gets flying. No, all of your stuff gets a free resurrect, and then has flying, and the flying is
and then has flying, but whatever. Yeah. And people have been complaining, why isn't Mothra legendary? Dude, doesn't matter. Read the card. It's amazing. Doesn't have to be. It's fine. It's not Mothra. It's Luminous Brood Moth.
Well, there's versions of Godzilla in here that aren't legendary, like the green one. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
I think the first Godzilla movie I saw was the one with Mothra.
Nice.
Yeah, it was one of the...
That doesn't narrow it down.
Oh, Dirk just called you a bitch.
There are at least 5 or 6 Godzilla movies with Mothra in it.
Okay, well...
I've never seen a Godzilla.
So when I was like 10 years old, I didn't know that fact. So
I've never
just, there was
a-
one for...
Go ahead.
Every once in a while, we would get videos from the public library, and that was one of the ones that we found, that Thomas and I found one time. And I liked it. It was the one with, there was Mothra, and there was those little kids, and there's like 2 very tiny people that were somehow associated with Mothra. I don't know if that was the first one when Mothra was introduced, or a later one.
I think that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, because the first one where Mothra, I think it's Godzilla versus Mothra. I didn't see that one, but there's been a bunch of movies with Mothra in it, and they're Godzilla movies. So
I was telling these guys before the show, the only Godzilla movie I have ever seen, most people don't even consider it a Godzilla movie because
It's totally not.
the one from the late 90s that was made in
Sure, it
America.
is. It's got Godzilla right there in the title.
Godzilla.
Mike.
Godzilla.
Mike, you go to hell.
I am
if
aware
it
that
makes
those movies
everyone,
are out there. I just have never gotten around to seeing them.
if it makes you feel any better, there was apparently a Godzilla movie where they had the American Godzilla in it, and Japanese and Gojira burned the out of that Godzilla.
Yeah,
Didn't
he pick him up and
killed
slam
it.
him into the Sydney Opera House, and then hit him with the Godzilla breath and explode him or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Death by Opera House.
That was
As
God,
a
what was
giant.
that? Godzilla Final somethings, I can't remember now.
Yeah,
But
there's
yeah,
Ultimate
Toho
Battle. I mean,
actually got the rights to it somehow, bought the rights to it so that they could name it Zilla, put it in the movie, so they could have Godzilla utterly destroy it and go, ha! Which I find hilarious. I think chat will riot if we don't talk about the Poliwag symbiote before we leave, though.
Okay.
The Poliwag symbiote literally doesn't matter. Its promo is Baby Godzilla Ruin Reborn. Oh my god, look at him. I'ma throw up. Because he's so cute. I'ma die. I'ma throw up. I'ma throw up and then die. Baby Godzilla Ruin Reborn for 1 and a blue. It's a Poliwag symbiote. It's a 1/3 frog. Because Poliwag symbiote is a frog, see.
Mm-hmm.
Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has mutate. And that counts for the casting the normal mana cost and the mutate cost, right?
Correct.
Because they're both casting the creature spell.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, and again, this is whether or not you're casting it with the mutate cost or not, draw a card, then discard a card. I'm sorry, that's looting. I referred to rummaging earlier as looting many minutes ago, and I apologize. So yeah, look at him. Look at him, he's so derpy! Oh my god. Sorry. Watsy, Toho, somebody, make me a plush Baby Godzilla Ruin Reborn and send it to me, and I will love it and hug it and squeeze it and call it Baby Godzilla and sleep with it.
Do you think that it would have looked? This guy would have looked at home in The Land Before Time?
I think he'd have probably looked at home in Land of the Lost.
Yes.
I could see him stepping on a slee stack. Oh man,
There's a ton of good stuff here, but it is a school night and a work night.
yeah, and some people do still have jobs and stuff.
But there's a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah,
Sam said one of her favorite cards was the Liger. So,
which is understandable. Look, they're so pretty. And oh wait, let me switch over to the other view and zoom out so everyone. There we go. There's a pangolin, a nightmare pangolin. That's the best thing ever, except for Godzilla. There's several Godzillas. Like here's the minor green one, Primeval Champion. There's King of Monsters we talked about before. There's a where the hell is he? Ghidra, King of the Cosmos,
Ghidorah.
who is this Illuna. So look at this. There's let me zoom back in. So there's normal version of Illuna Apex of Wishes. There's showcase version of Illuna Apex of Wishes with the crazy comic art. And then there's a Ghidorah version of Illuna Apex of Wishes. Come on, y'all. Damn.
It's Ghidorah.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying.
you were saying Ghidorah.
Because you're missing the O when you say it, Ghidra.
No, not Ghidra. Ghidra. There's a Ghidorah. There's a pause there.
You're missing an O.
You're missing an O. I'm not saying Ghidra
I
because
hear
that's
it
not
just
right.
fine.
Thank you, Mike. Eat me, dirt.
I'm not taking sides.
Oh, Dirk called me a bitch too. Damn. Dirk is on fire tonight. Okay, anyway, real quick. Illuna, Apex of Witches? No, Wishes.
Apex of Witches.
For 2, a green, a blue, and a red, is a beast elemental dinosaur. Which, okay, yeah, that makes sense for both Illuna and for Ghidorah, King of the Explorers.
Just sounds dumb when you say it that way.
Ghidorah the Explorer. Get it? Anyway, there's a mutate cost of 3, 2 blue, and a red-green hybrid, because that's not confusing at all. It's a 6/6 with flying and trample. It's mythic. And whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand.
Yeah.
What?
It's like an instant or sorcery.
What? No, because it says non-land permanent.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I guess if you just want to have it in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if it has mutate and you want to stick it onto something.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, if you look at the original art, that's definitely a beast elemental dinosaur. Picture the guy in the park with the sign. Prove me wrong. Like, change my mind.
Yeah.
Look at that. Totally a beast elemental dinosaur. But yeah, anyway. Oh, you can. If you sort it by set and number, you get it separated into borderless planeswalkers, showcase cards, buy a box, promos, card variations, and then cards. That's
Neat.
cool. Except it doesn't make sense because all of the Godzilla cards are in the just cards section. But whatever. Except for the ones that aren't. I'm so confused. But anyway, yeah. So we will come back next week and talk about even more of these. Look, there's the other Space Godzilla. See, I told you. We're not without Space Godzilla just because Death Corona is unfortunately named. And this is a better look anyway. Look at that. He's so majestic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But okay, so let's wrap this up then, Dork, shall we?
Let's do it.
Well, I'll go ahead and start us off. This set, there's always sets that they look really cool. They've got great ideas and everything, and it's having the money available in order to purchase it is always my limiting factor. But yes, this has brought out the little bit of the old nerd in me with my Godzilla background. I told the guys, and I don't know if I mentioned it at all in all this, but I used to watch a lot of the old Godzilla movies. I told them that my favorite was Godzilla 1985. I've seen probably about half of them prior to that. So 1985 was is sort of the upper limit of Godzilla movies that I've seen. I did go see the American Godzilla movie and thought that there were some cool parts, but the vast majority of the movie was a bit of a disappointment to me.
Wait, the 90s one or the one from a few years ago?
The 90s one.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
Because I haven't seen any of the last two American ones. I have not seen.
Which is
He's
a shame.
not putting himself through that.
No.
It's just a case of I've got kids. I can't go and watch all the movies anymore.
The first one was
stuff.
The first one was pretty cool. Like I really liked it. The second one blew me away. It was everything I'd ever wanted in a giant monster movie. Pretty much ever.
Well, that's usually what there have been. Yeah, the Toho ones are some of the all-time classic ones. Unfortunately, well, the ones that I remember are the ones where the guy in the suit liked to kind of be silly, and he would do the Godzilla dance, and the Godzilla dance was
with Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar, where he would do like this little jump up on 1 foot, and 1 foot would go up, 1 foot's down, one hand's up, one hand's down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Did you
Yeah,
ever
he would
see the
do
one that had Jet Jaguar in it, where he does the flying kick?
Oh, the flying kick is where he goes horizontal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so bad. That's so bad. I love it.
Yeah, those are pretty bad ones. But it's sort of like when you're a kid, how when you play with Legos and you just imagine everything that's going on, that's sort of what you imagine is that now you look and go, oh my gosh, that's terrible. But when you're a kid, your imagination is, you look and then your imagination takes over and it's like, no, Godzilla is flying across and Godzilla is like Jackie Chan karate kicking somebody. And so your imagination when you're younger just kind of puts stuff, swaps out what actually happened and makes it way cooler than you actually are watching it as.
Yeah.
I have not seen the King Caesar one. I have no idea what that one is. So the Rodan, yes, I've seen that. King Ghidorah, yes, I've seen that. I have not seen Space Godzilla, but Space Godzilla about whooped up on Godzilla from my understanding with it. And there is supposed to be, spoiler alerts, there is a point where, Kid Godzilla gets the axe from one of the monsters.
What's he do with it?
Like
He chops down the cherry tree,
creature-
Brian.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
monster actually kills baby Godzilla.
Don't listen to him, Brian. He just chops down the cherry tree and then he goes and lives in a farm upstate.
There
Oh,
you
great!
go.
I love it when they go to a farm upstate. You know?
Yeah.
I've had.
Yeah, I don't
so
know
many...
who King Caesar Awoken Titan is either. That's the one that I've never heard of.
And I've seen parts and pieces of Mechagodzilla. I've not seen the whole thing.
I mean, Mechagodzilla, there were different versions of Mechagodzilla in a couple of the movies.
Yeah. Gigan, I remember that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Gigan. I'm trying to remember. I have this scene in my head that I'm trying to remember whether it was Mechagodzilla or whether I'm just misremembering an old Power Rangers episode.
Did you see the death battle in the last season where they had Mechagodzilla versus the Dragon Zord?
I did.
That was very enjoyable.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But with that's my final thoughts in all of that.
Okay.
Sweet.
So for my final thought, there's obvious stuff going on. Hope that everybody's safe and healthy. I was mentioning to these guys before the episode that it looks like the assisted living facility, I don't know what you call it, apartments, essentially where my grandmother lives. They have a reported case there now. So they are attempting to deal with it. Everyone is quarantined, so they're doing the best they can. High hopes that my grandmother will be just fine because everybody's all separated. But it's tricky because once one person's in there, they've already been trying to do a good job. It's how do you what additional steps can you take? So if you, as we said before, if you don't think you know anybody that's involved or affected, it may just be that you're not aware of it yet, or maybe you don't know anyone that's involved yet, and great, but you can't expect that to be the case forever. So like we've been saying, keep washing your hands, keep doing your thing. I know everybody gets tired of quarantine after a while. But make the most of your time, get your work done, play some video games, do that sort of stuff. For anyone that is playing Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, which is taken off pretty well, it's very enjoyable. When you get to a particular point in the story, and the story mode, FYI, in some mobile games, the story mode is basically just there to, it's not that difficult, and you basically just do it to get through it and spend most of your time on events. The story mode in this game is actually pretty difficult. Like, you've really got to get your characters at a fairly get understand how they work, get them at a high level. At a certain point, you are able to create or join knighthoods, which are basically clans, groups, whatever. And I have started one on there, so it is free to anyone that wants to join. I don't have any requirements except just, hey, try to check in daily, do your stuff. Not looking for anything super competitive. So if you're searching for it, it is called the Light Bearers, like bears, but an additional ERS, like those that bear light, but not arms, bear light. So light bears, and it's free for anybody that wants to do it. But you have to get a decent ways into chapter 6, so it's a ways before you're able to do it. If you're on there and you're playing the game, hey, join my group. If not, still hope you're enjoying yourself and staying healthy. That's
Brian
pretty
has
much
no
all.
brand loyalty. Have you noticed this?
Oh no, I've been trying. Hey, so Disney released a mobile game that's kind of like a hero collector. It's Disney Sorcerer's Arena. Downloaded it yesterday. Giving it a shot. I
I'm
I know
into
I've
this
said.
brand, you goober.
Oh, to the mana pool.
Yeah.
Yes. What should I have named it? The mana pool.
I mean, it's not that you should have. I was like, oh, didn't it? No, he didn't. Okay.
Nope. But hey, that's the mana pool one. So go do it.
Also, if you still play Mana Strike, you should join the team. We've got like 4 slots left, but I can kick out people that join and then never played again.
Yeah.
So, join the Mana Strike team. Come help us get loot. We actually finished the challenge from the previous two ago. I don't remember what it was now. Was it get wins with different colored decks? I think we actually 100%ed that just like an hour or two before it went away. We had 3 or 4 people who were like, "Okay, I'm gonna play blue." We had everything up except for I think blue and black, and one person was playing Tezzeret, and another person was playing blue, and another person was playing black. And whenever I would log in, I was playing. No, it was black and red because whenever I would log in, I was playing Angrath. And yeah, we actually hit 100% on that, and we all got sweet loot. It was pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yep. So that is my final thought.
Word. Mike, that's your cue.
Okay. I guess I didn't. Did Dirk already go? Did I miss that?
Yeah, you did.
Did he?
Damn.
Yep.
I didn't think he actually
I was
said
the
it.
first one to go.
No, you're right. Yeah, I remember what you said now. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
Well, I
We
mean,
take 1 week off and everybody forgets how this works.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wait, who are you guys?
Yeah. Is this the game where the ball goes in the hoop?
This isn't my beautiful house. Mike isn't my beautiful wife.
Um, so, I am really interested in seeing the rest of the set. I mean, who knows? That might be all I see of the set. It's like,
Right?
like for Theros, I did actually get some cards. Like there were some cards I'm like, "Ooh, that's cool," and I like pre-ordered some stuff, but I haven't even taken them out of the protective packaging that they were mailed to me in. So
Yeah.
who knows whether I'll actually see or get any of these Ikoria cards in person. Things are just weird right now.
Also, plus when you bought those, you probably weren't, planning a wedding.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm still very interested in seeing the rest of the set just to see what it looks like, what it's shaped like. There's a bunch of neat ideas in here. I'm glad they were able to take the experimental stuff they did with host and augment in the unsets and figure out how to make mutate work. I think it's really cool that they're able to use silver bordered sets as a testing ground for things that no one's figured out how to get to work properly yet. But then after they see them in practice, and after they see them in practice and get all the questions and comments from people actually playing them, it's basically like you're expanding your
test group.
you're expanding your playtest group, zillions and zillions of times over, when you do stuff like that. And so that's awesome that they're able to use that as a tool to test out stuff and figure out ways to actually make really innovative things work. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I guess that's it for now.
Fair enough. And I just have the same things going on as always. A stream, most days. We haven't done Monday Night Magic the last few weeks because what little bit of news there is, hey, Plague, stuff, stores and Magic Fest, no. And that's not Monday Night Magic. So instead, we've done, I've named them, the first one was Chewy and Squee Talk About Stuff. And the second one was Chewy and Clues and Squee Talk About Stuff. Where we just sat around on stream and, let me think, checks notes, talked about stuff. Just whatever came to mind. And they've been a lot of fun. We might have to do actual news next week, which is kind of a bummer. But we might not, because it's just stuff we talked about on this show, and none of it's really news. It's just set stuff, so maybe not. I don't know. It depends on if Bill and Clues want to talk about it. But yeah, so that's Monday night. Tuesday night, I take off because it's Overwatch night. Overwatch night, I almost streamed it this week because for April Fools, you guys, they added googly eyes to everything that had eyes.
When you say everything,
all the characters, and even Torb's turret.
Does the payload have googly eyes?
No, because the payload does not have feelings. The payload is a cold, unfeeling bastard that never moves because my teammates are off somewhere else. But
the weighted companion cube would have some words for you. I think. And I've never even played Portal, and I know what that means.
And yeah, as chat just pointed out, Hanzo's Dragon Strike ult has giant googly eyes on it, and it's the best thing ever. I don't know if it's still up or not. It went up. We played on Tuesday. I think it went up on either Monday or Tuesday, and it was amazing with the googly eyes on everything. Bill and Gothic and I were on a Discord call, just flipping through all the skins and equipping the best skins that worked with googly eyes. And like, oh my god, you've got to look at this particular highlight intro for this character. Oh my god, it's hilarious. And then we'd all watch it, and we would all start giggling. And after we played for something like 4 hours, we were back in the hero gallery finding more to look at and still giggling. It was awesome. At the end of my Halo Wars stream last night, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do one more mission because there's only 2 missions left, and they're both kind of long, and we'll just stop there. Oh my god, let me show you guys the googly eyes. And I went into the hero gallery and started showing off skins and emotes and highlight intros and whatnot, and I was still giggling. It was the best April Fool's thing I've ever seen, ever. So yay. But yeah, like I said, I stream most nights. I don't stream on Tuesday because that's Overwatch night, and I don't stream that because no one ever watches. Sorry. And then there's before the plague happened, I was gonna switch my night off from Sunday over to Friday so I could do have a social life on Friday. But social lives aren't allowed anymore. So now I just DoorDash for even longer on Friday night. And I've done a Friday night stream the last 2 Fridays because literally there's Hearthstone news or something. I think Mike and I have done one the last 2 Fridays. Mm-hmm. But that's not normal. So Tuesdays and Fridays are supposed to be my nights off, but I stream every other night. And yeah, come hang out. Also on youtube.com/Manapool, there's one YouTube video that goes up every day. What's going on right now? Hearthstone games, the last Hearthstone games of the Year of the Dragon. Oh, and there's some good ones. I've got a couple that went up already. Mike joined me on a stream, and we took turns playing. And the next two, I think, to go up are me and Bill and Mike on a call while Mike plays his Zoo Warlock. And it has some killer games. Unwinnable games that Mike made look easy. And I'm like, what? And so that's 2 videos. I actually split it into 2. So, because there's so much, and I liked every game that was there. So, yeah. And then the Hearthstone set reviews for Ashes of Outland are going out. There's 3 videos where me and Brian and Mike all covered all the cards. And
I was there.
He was. There's Halo Wars will be going up again soon because I've got more missions of those. The game Maze, M-A-I-Z-E, which is an incredibly goofy game about sentient corn and an angry Russian teddy bear. And I really wish I was making that up. Which is hilarious and really off-kilter and bizarre, and I love it. Those videos are still going up as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on the YouTube channel right now. I'm very excited to bring all of it to you. Yay.
Yay.
So, yeah. And also, of course, if you want to help support Manapool Productions, we are a Patreon-supported endeavor, by and large. You can also subscribe on Twitch or, buy stuff from Humble Bundle using the link it's down there. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's down there. If you're listening to the audio version, the link's in the show notes. If you're watching on Twitch, it's down there. So, yay! All of these things help support the show and the entire channel, in fact. All the channels, Twitch, YouTube, podcast, all that.
Hey, real quick while I was thinking about it, there was once or twice that we were doing the set review for Ashes of Outland, and we're like, if Dirk was here, he could tell us the lore. So, Dirk, in 10 seconds or less, there's this really minor character that came up once or twice, Illidan. Can you, briefly tell us his whole involvement in everything? Because I'm sure it won't take that long.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Go.
All right. His twin is Malfurion Stormrage. He had the hots for Malfurion's girlfriend. He got imprisoned for 10,000 years. He's really pissed off. And he went to Outland and tried to make an army of demon hunters in order to fight the demons. He also made a pact with Kil'jaeden.
Wow, that was actually really, really quick.
Nice.
He did that much better than expected. Good job.
Yeah, I expected him to go, no.
Illidan, whatever his name is not actually a minor character. So
No, he's a super major, and I left off. I only stopped at the point where that apparently is that.
Dude, Maeva's in the game too, as a card.
Yeah, Maev is a bad mofo.
Yeah, she is.
in the game, she imprisons people for a turn.
2 turns.
2 turns? 2 turns. Yeah. It's cool.
But
I'm
anyway.
shocked it's just that.
So there you go. That's a quick little thing about Hearthstone. But I would like to thank our mythic lifeguards, because if you go to patreon.com/themanapool, you can sign up at one of there are several tiers. One tier gets you early access to all YouTube videos and to the Manapool podcasts. Another tier gets you that and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool, and it's uncensored and unfiltered. I completely forgot what sentence I was in. And then the final tier gets you both of those and the sponsorship shout out on both podcasts and on the end screen of all the YouTube videos, except for the talk about stuff videos. No apologies there. I don't want to add 4 hours to my life just to re-render it and re-upload it. So meh. But thank you to our mythic lifeguards. Jason Doan, Kim Maho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Lance Delicious, Team You Hellas Are You backing up. Lance Delicious actually predicted earlier today during the reveal stream that Dirk would lose his mind over all the Godzilla stuff. Was he right, Dirk?
He was right.
Exactly. Going forward again, Team You Hellas Are You, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Scuzzo, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Brittain, Casey, Danny Liao, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, John Parker, Aleph Cat, some guy named Mike, Bartle, Backwards Logic, ALK Alters, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your support. And to all of the lifeguards at every tier, I really appreciate you sticking with me so that I can keep doing what I do in this time of crisis to help keep you all entertained just a little bit longer. Because be real, for those of you that are unable to go out and do all the things you normally do, or who sadly have been laid off and whatnot, what you've been doing? You've been watching television,
Playing
Netflix,
mobile games.
playing video games, watching streamers, watching YouTube. You've turned to us, the creatives, and we are here for you. But don't forget, we got to pay the bills too. So yeah, with that, we'll be done with this extra long episode of the Mana Pool number 586. Thank you all so very much for joining us, and I can't make the Godzilla noise, and I'm gonna forget to edit it in here, but just pretend there was a Godzilla noise, and go play some Magic.
Rawr.
Make the Lavos sound.
Oh God! I don't want to give everyone nightmares.